Full Velocity TV begins now.
And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network live tonight. The Richmond International Raceway. Great to have you aboard for Chase Race number 2 of the 2019 Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup. We have you locked and loaded tonight via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. How the heck are y'all doing tonight? Phil LaCasse here, Jack chewing on the controls, the Phil and Jack attack coming at you here live on a Tuesday night, and great to have you aboard here live on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. As we get ready to lock and load, as we said, Chase Race number 2. We're going to have the rest of the season here live on the airwaves. It is going to be a lot of fun to cover what's going to go on here over these next couple of weeks. A lot to get to. 31 cars in the house. So before we get racing, let's take this thing trackside, pay honor to this great nation, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem. All right, back here inside the Richmond International Raceway, Full Velocity Racing Network. Get on to take you out here for 140 laps around the cars and stars of the Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup Series. A great field of cars on hand. Let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup on the pole tonight. Aboard car number 15 is Jordan McGregor, Hard Motorsports Quick Time 21.317, and alongside the number 28 is Keith McLean. Run number 2, aboard car number 113, we find Caleb Lingo with the 13 alongside is Harry Codian. Third row, the number 22 on the inside is Jason San Diego with the number 11 of Steve Grant rolling off sixth. Seventh starter tonight with the 9 car, the bright green. Number 9 is Jeff Fugate with the Cadillac alongside the number 73 of Herman Reese. Kevin Roy rolls off ninth tonight aboard the number 77 with Jeff Stakanis alongside aboard car number 31. Ricky Bumbalo rolls off 11th. He is in the number 85. Next to him is the number 6 car, my buddy from CT, that is Rich Napick. Let's go trackside for tonight's command. The command to fire engines has been given. It's going to go away quick. Let's get the rest of the lineup here. Rolling off 13th aboard the number 20 is Rick Craddock. And next door, the number 61, that is Ralph Pauly. 15th starter, KJR, points to the kilojoules of the 029. Gary Moore alongside aboard car number 40. Steve Rubino rolls off 17th of the 21 with the number 87 alongside of Everett Lentz. Danny Rubino rolls off 19th tonight in the 44. Wiley Kings number 95 rolls off 20th. Troy Donahue rolls off 21st of the 81. Ron Simpson's number 25. The number 23 of Maverick rolls off 23rd with Manny Diaz the 710 24th. Rob Keller, he'll roll off 25th with Bob Gibson's number 46. Randy Smith of the 10. Daniel Dupuis number 24. Pushrod Bob Becker's number 17, Brett Carter 66, and MT Johnson running in our 31 car field. iRacing, iFly, green flag up in the air, and let's get this night started. 140 laps around at Richmond, and this is going to be a fun one to watch here tonight. And already off of turn number 2, our first Hannibal Record Service yellow flag of the night, already going to find us on the opening lap. Put Jack down to work there already. Looks like issues toward the middle part of the back of the field. And watching these cars in practice, they were really a handful on the initial starts of these things. So I have a feeling here the early part of this race may see a couple of little more yellow flags than I think any of us may want to see. But looks like somebody going around up here as we try to find where it was Maverick at number 23, a guy who's in the chase. We'll bring you the chase standings here in a second as well. 23 car off a tough run last week. Looks like he's going to start behind the 8 ball once again this week as well. Aboard the number 23 as they roll down to turn number 1, back into the car. Got really light. The 25 of Ron Simpson helped him go all the way around, and that brings us to our first BladeNote.com full velocity instant replay of the night. But I have to thank the great folks over at Voiles Trucking, Brian and Kathy Voiles. They allow us to get over here night after night in NR 2003, especially out here with the Hobo Racing League. Great to have them aboard. Check them out today via Facebook, Voiles Trucking. Let Brian and Kathy know how much you appreciate them being a part of the Full Velocity Racing Network. And we really love coming over here and doing all this with them as we get ready to load here. Rolling around our caution, 3 laps, 140 going to be the distance here this evening. It's going to be, you know, if we get stretched out, it may be a sprint race. This one's going to be a marathon tonight. I have a feeling a great car count, 31 drivers here. I was watching the opening round of practice. There was some pretty light, loose look at the race cars. So I really think, and I'm hoping I'm wrong here, but I think the first maybe 40 laps of this race may be doing a whole lot of pacing out there. So may take a lot of looks at our beautiful Full Velocity Racing Network pace car that's going to lead this field, the Chevrolet Corvette. Absolutely gorgeous to look at. Don't like seeing it on the track as much as we do see it here some, but hey, it's gorgeous out there. We'll pace the field all night long if we have to. We got plenty of fuel in that thing. It's a hybrid. We will take care of it. It looks like we sit here under the yellow flag. Whatever the heck happened here to my screen over here is looks like race laps are working. Jack, the only issue I see out there is that you were scrambling into the game. Got the wrong ticker loaded. I don't see the Hobo ticker. I see the ticker we had from Saturday night with the Saturday date on it. So, I don't know if you hit the wrong ticker to load or whatever. Whatever it did, it didn't save on us. So, for whatever reason, it's got the TDR logo up there from this past Saturday night. All right, well, we're not gonna shut it off and lose the lap counter here. So, I guess we'll just have to live with it. But it's not Saturday, September 21st. It is Tuesday. What the heck's the date today? 24th, I believe, here Tuesday night. I don't even know. I don't know what day it is. I hardly leave the house. I know it's Tuesday. It's time to go over to Hobo Racing League and have a great time with all our friends out there. YouTube Live, usually the place to be at Hobo. I see Ann and Judy and Barbara out there, and great to see the ladies out there watching. I don't know how much of Jet Nation we're going to see out there tonight. Brendan not with us this evening, so that may take a little bit of a hit the number, viewer count over there. But hey, tell you what, we're really happy you all have tuned in as we're also live via Facebook Live and Twitch TV as well. So I'll take a peek over to Facebook, see if anything's brewing over there. I see Rusty Bradshaw's out there. Rusty, thanks for tuning in from Alexandria, Tennessee. Great to see the love we get over there from Facebook Live as well. So it's going to be a pretty fun night out here in Richmond, as I believe lights are going on around the racetrack, and we apologize there. The wrong ticker for a reason. This didn't load out there. We fixed this ahead of time and had to scramble before the race got started. For a reason, it overwrote and put the TDR logo back on the top left of the screen, and that was because we were live on Saturday night with a very rare broadcast from the TDR Racing League. With the Salute the Heroes 160 run over the weekend. An awesome race here at the Richmond International Raceway. I got to thank our good friend Everett Lentz, who's out there on the 87 tonight, painting me a terrific-looking full velocity Chevrolet Camaro I wish was a whole lot faster than it was, but you could watch me and the rest of the gang from TDR Racing if you want to go back to the archives. NO 2003 style. Salute to Heroes 160 this past week was a really, really great event, and hope you go back and check it out. It was a lot of fun to be a part of, and get to go out there and actually race in a circle out there for a change to call one of these races. But we're going to go back, guy racing, guy flag, green flag, as we put it back in the air. Lap number 7. Jordan McGregor is going to lead the field over Keith McLean. Single file restart may promote a little bit of green flag racing here early. We'll have to wait and see, as I was getting some communication behind the scenes from guys like KJ and the 29. Usually him and I will go back and forth in a race here pretty much. And he says car really loose out of the gate. We may agree that we may see some spinneroonies here happening early. We're going to hope not, hopefully make us wrong, as we're so far now 8 laps in. Still clean and green here over this previous restart, and all single file in the front of the field. We'll see if anybody steps out of line, as I'm kind of going to look here in the top 5. We'll pan out back of the top 10 as well. Not having my partner Blake McCandless with me out here tonight, is Blake's he has told me, we talked this afternoon, said he needed a little bit of seat time out there at the Roval, because that's where he's racing for a championship over the weekend in a very important race. Wanted to get some more seat time in a race car, so I said, hey, don't worry about this. We'll take care of Hobo tonight, and you go out there and do what you got to do and prepare for his run, I believe, coming up Sunday night, trying to win his way through the Roval. So I guess seat time is the way to be. So we'll let Blake do that. I'm not a guy who races much for championships. I'm out there having some fun, and we'll have some fun with all of you tonight here live in the Hobo Racing League. Apologize, it says TDR a ticker. We do really bad for that. We did have it changed over at one point. Had some late issue here just before we got on the airwaves, and I think we all thought we had it all fixed and the lap ticker and stuff all working, but I guess for the time being, we'll live with it. It'll label the wrong date, but I guess it'll be a moment frozen in time. What the heck here at Richmond as we work off turn number 2. Somebody getting wicked loose off turn number 2, and it was up just in front of the 40 of Gary Moore, and so I'm going to take a guess at this man as I go up there, and I think it was a 113. It was at a blue and black car. Caleb Lingo get wicked loose in the 113. Drop back a couple of spots. Started in position to the number 22 of Jason San Diego. Jason now up into the 4th spot. As we had a couple cars, looks like maybe already be a lap down. Gary Morin's number 40 is indeed a lap down. I was wondering why the 40 wasn't up on the top of the pylon. He was up near the front of the field, but he is currently 1 lap down to that number 40, running in 31st position as the field off of turn number 2. Jordan McGregor, a newcomer to the series, debuted here last week, finished with a solid top 3 run. Is going to come out of the gate here tonight. Looks like with a very strong piece as well. Jordan McGregor, quick time tonight. A very impressive lap he put down. 21.317. It was 1/1000th of a second better than Keith McLean. Keith clocked in tonight second quick, a 21.318. So it does not get much quicker than that, but you got to be impressed. The speed here of a guy, a relatively unknown driver here, Jordan McGregor, showing some big speed and putting himself on the map over here at Hobo Racing. McLean still riding in that 2nd spot. Harry Codian, he's drifted back about a full 1.5 seconds off the top 2. He currently runs 3rd. You look back here to 4th, you see the 22 of Jason San Diego. Caleb Lingles, number 113, has dropped back to the 5th spot. You look a little bit further back down the racetrack where you find guys like Jeff Fugate. Steve Grant's running 7th. He's in car number 11. Herman Reese is 8th. Kevin Roy is 9th. Jeff Stakanis rounding out our top 10. That I'm just kind of peeking around all over the field here. So something breaks up front. Jack's looking at it. He may have to yell at me because I like to go out here and find some good racing. I don't like to stay with the lead. I like to move all over the place. And we take a look around. The ticker's working fine. The lap counter working fine. Minus that goofy TDR logo up there that we'll fix, hopefully, if we get a chance to tonight. Not sure we do, because if we fix that, I think we may lose the lap counter. We'll sacrifice that to keep that lap counter working. Let you all know what's going on here all night long. Did see one car down on pit road, and it was the number 029 of KJ Keela Jules. Not sure what happened there, but the 029 was down on pit road. He's just now rejoining the field. Not sure if he had an issue happen there or not, but he's going to lose 2 laps to the field in that number 029. Tough break there for the points leader coming in tonight. KJ Keela Jules is we'll try to take care of the points here, update you where they all sit after last week's race. And have a good time here. Looking forward to what is going to be a lot of fun here over this 10-race chase. Of course, racing next week, and not at the Roval. We're going to be at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to do the oval version with these folks next week on October the 1st. I think Blake McCandless will be here, as I think I will be away next Tuesday night out celebrating an upcoming birthday in the household with the wife. So I don't believe I'll be here next Tuesday night. We'll let Blake take over the call. I believe he may have a special guest. I can't confirm yet, but if he do, you'll hear a different voice here on the network, but I know I won't be here next Tuesday night, but we certainly will be on Full Velocities. We're going to slow the field down now on lap number 20 because we have our second Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag of the night. We'll see if we can't find something that may have broke. I seen smoke. I see a car in the infield, and usually when you see smoke in a car in the infield, that's pretty much a good sign. That's maybe where it started from, as we'll take a look. Back here, let Jack get to work with a BladeNo.com instant replay. What in the world? I was wrong what car it was, but somebody pulled a fill. And almost a ringer, and I believe it may have been the 710 Jack of Manny Diaz. It's off of turn number 4, right near the opening of pit road, and you will see why when I say near the opening, because that car is absolutely junk. We almost had a ringer, and it wasn't the good kind, but he got involved there, got the 46 of Bob Gibson involved. Bob took a wicked shot there in his car, and no doubt about it, yellow flag on the speedway. BladeNo.com instant replay will tell the story here when Jack gets to it, and it is a wicked hit for the 710 of Manny D. He hit the end of the pit wall. And there is no barrels there, so it's not a beer run. I'm not sure what happened there. The car got loose off the corner, but boom! Into the wall. Instant death right there in that car. And poor Bob Gibson, nowhere to go. And just piled into it. That completely sucks for a guy like Manny D. The pride of Riverside, Rhode Island, already going to be behind the wall. Looks like that car going to be done for the night. As I look over here to the Facebook Live chat once again, trying to Thompson Gaming. I missed NR2K3. Well, it's still here. It's alive and well, man. A lot of people still playing it. Pretty healthy community. We still kind of have it. It's not as big. It's not as out there as it used to be. You know, the Sierra Lobbies went down many years ago. We've got some stuff like the RLM Arena out there still. Got some leagues in it. A lot of other great leagues like TDR and SMO, the Fast Racing League, FTF, BGSR. A lot of great names. You even can list. You can go out there and do a league search today, or you ever want to get a hold of us here, we'll try to hook you up in a great NR2003 league. We got a great one here at Hobo. These guys do an awesome job. Thanks, Steve Rubino. Yeah, it's Hobo. It's not TDR. Don't believe what it says on the screen. That was a bad on our part. We'll take the hit on that one. We did a special show here over the weekend with the guys at TDR. Had that ticker all fixed. For whatever reason, you hit the save button, load the stuff all up. Well, it didn't save properly, obviously. We apologize for that. We apologize to all you out there at Hobo. Apologize to Brian and Kathy Voiles. Thankfully, though, it looks like the Voiles trucking logo ended up where it was supposed to be. So, I guess kind of 50% right. Okay. I know the date's up there wrong as well as... I think that's what happened, Jack. We figured out how to use new toys. As you figured out how to take that logo, and you break something else with it. So... I guess we live, we learn. The trials and tribulations of doing NR 2003. And I want to look over here at YouTube. And I haven't looked at YouTube here in a little bit. I apologize for that here. But I see Judy asking, Phil, what exactly does this annoying Nightbot do? Well, I wish I could really answer that question with a lot of knowledge. But the Judy, what it does is it's supposed to keep the chat box clean. Kind of a... an automatic moderator, if you will. I don't have any control of him. I know the guy who, is in control of that thing is currently out at work, and I don't have any access to turn that silly thing off. I wish I kind of did, or I could fix it or whatever. But Nightbot, you be nice to my peeps out here in YouTube Live, and you take care, because Judy and Ann and Barbara, this is good folks out here. Really good. And I apologize if Nightbot is being a butthead, but we love you, ladies. We appreciate you all tuning in. And that'll give you what I know, Judy. And I wish I knew more than that, but he helps us do a little advertising, as you see. He's supposed to keep all the silly nonsense and the curse words and stuff on a YouTube, but I don't really know all his back channel functions. I know Todd knows a whole lot more about that. And as you can see, I don't have Todd with me out here tonight. He's got real life stuff happening out here on Tuesday nights now. He has to work. That's exactly. He's got to work second shift here for the next couple of months here on Tuesday. So I'm going to lose Todd out here on Tuesday night, but I know when Blake McCandless can join me, he certainly will. But as I said, he was out there tonight. He really was stressing out about the Roval coming up on a schedule of one of the leagues he's out there racing in, I believe FTF, and he really, really wants to show a good showing there this coming weekend. So told him to go out there and don't worry about us. We got this thing handled. But we're going back to iRacing I flag. Green flag is Phil forgets to push the live button again. Harry Cody in, leading now Jordan McGregor, Keith McLean, Caleb Lingle, and Jason San Diego going to be our top five. So, Judy, hope I answered your question. It's not probably the greatest answer I can give, but they don't know me to know tech support. They know me just to talk about these races and kind of be silly and stupid and have no idea what I'm talking about. So, hey, we'll do the best we can. We'll go with it as we're out here now working lap number 27 of 140, still very early on in the going here in Richmond. And Harry Cody in, kind of a little bit of tire strategy there on pit road. Think he maybe came in to take two. He beat the field off of pit road. Now we got Keith McLean back there racing with Jordan McGregor. Jordan was tonight's pole sitter. Keith McLean by 1,000 of a second set the outside pole without that run on the inside. 28 car of Keith McLean. Get a motor on around. Put him now up to a second spot. Can he chase down Harry Cody and up front? Harry's been close so many times here these last couple of weeks of putting really good runs together. Got taken out last week by a lap car late, if you remember. It was really tough for Harry. It's just one of those things that kind of happened. Was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Harry Cody in trying to make it back through here tonight in Richmond. Is looks like Keith McLean maybe a little tick bit faster right now as he is pulled up to the backside of the 13 cars. We go down this dogleg D-shaped Richmond International Raceway. We got two car lengths there. Watching the way these guys both approach the corner, Keith really runs it in kind of hard into the middle of one, where Harry kind of lets it back off and rolls a little bit more. This time into 3 of the 13, knowing the 28 is faster. He'll just pull right over. Now put Keith McLean up to the race lead. Can Jordan McGregor capitalize on the hole make down low? The answer is no. Harry Cody will hold on to the second spot, but for the time being, as we'll work our way off of turn number 2. This is probably the hardest turn here at Richmond. I have always struggled off at 2, and if I get 2 figured out, well, I always screw up 1. So this side of the racetrack, 3 and 4, I've always kind of figured out. 1 and 2, I'm kind of lost. And you guys, if you go back and watch Phil race here live from TDR on last Saturday night here, you will see that I had no business probably. Can't say no business, but car was certainly off. Driver was way off. And I think the guys up here, Blake and Todd, may have had a lot of fun picking on me. Jack probably did as well. Was not my greatest effort indeed, but we enjoyed being out there and giving you guys a show out there in my number 4 car. So look out here as we complete 32 laps up there. Put 33 down to the board. Keith McLean now pulling away by about 7/10 of a second over this race now for second between Jordan McGregor, who has put the right front to the low side of that number 13 of Harry Cody in. It's so tough to make the way through the field here through the passes. We got MT Johnson's number 6 going a lap down. That is kind of strange to see MT go a lap down on a short track. A guy who's got a lot of laps out there at these short tracks would figure he would fare a lot better than he is. Not sure what's going on with MT. Been a while since I talked to him, so I wonder what's off with that car tonight. But it looks like it's just kind of way off, and I kind of know how he feels. Visible light out here when the car isn't to your liking. But now look at that 13, Cody Ann. He slides off of turn number 4. Jordan McGregor. I think the 15 maybe a little bit quicker at this juncture. I just think Harry's really doing a good job trying to hit his line, keep that 15 behind, because we're racing out here. We're not out there, pulling over, surrendering spots. We got there and race. I know we debate this sometimes as far as, if you got to be responsible for that car in front of you. If the guy behind you is faster, you don't have to automatically surrender that spot. And they're having a pretty good little race out there for the second position right now. But what it's doing, it's allowing Keith McLean to just run away out there as he's up to 1.5 seconds. But he's going to lose the advantage because now our third yellow flag of the night, Hanover Wrecker Service, yellow, yellow, yellow on the racetrack. As we begin lap number 37, we'll put Jack back to work down there with a BladeNote.com full velocity instant replay. I have found a car go around. Not sure if that was the culprit, but I do see one up against the wall. I see the 06 is around. You said 25 as well. We'll see what happened to the 25 and the 06. They have a little disagreement of space down there in turn number 1. That may be what's got it. BladeNo.com instant replay gonna show exactly that. 25 of Ron Simpson gets loose off the inside wall. Think he may have had a little hand there in the back of the 06 of MT Johnson as well. So that put us under a yellow flag here as we approach 40 laps here live in the Richmond International Raceway. We'll be right back here, take a drink. We got a lot of laps left to go. We want to keep the voice as good as we can. We'll be right back here live at your source for esports racing. All right, Jack tells me the lights are out on the pace car as I was just kind of clicking around here, some stuff, trying to work on, what I got over here is I have a new monitor I'm trying to play with, get it positioned right as I look over to Facebook Live, and I see Larry Rubenstein out there checking in from Peabody, Massachusetts. Larry D, that is not too far away, probably about an hour or so from me out here in Thompson, Connecticut. So Peabody, Massachusetts represented tonight. Larry D, hope all is well, man. Missing seeing you out there, and I'll say it, and I'll say it begrudgingly, but go Red Sox, man. We have had a rough summer months here with that team. Unfortunately, not going to defend our World Series championship, missing the playoffs this year, but hey, we'll come back at it in 2020. iRacing I flag, green flag returns to the racetrack. Keith McLean now assuming the race lead over Jason San Diego, Herman Reach, Jeff Stakanis, and Ralph Pauly's number 61. Get around at your top 5. Keep an eye on that 15. Of Jordan McGregor. Jordan restarted 6th. We know that car's got a lot of speed. He already going to work his way off turn number 4 to the low side of the 61. This is a race going on for positioning in the top 5. Ralph will pull over. Knows that 15 has got a big head of steam. So Jordan McGregor now back into the top 5. Caleb Lingo going to follow suit. Put Caleb now up to the 6th spot. Drop Ralph back to 7th. Here comes Jeff Fugate in the number 9. He'll try to pull up to the backside of the 61 this time off turn number 4, and Ralph got there pretty good this time. We'll see what they do down at turn number 1. Is Jeff going to drive it a little bit deep, got the car really loose, upset the back end of that car, really planted the nose, jammed on the brakes, and that almost didn't turn out good for that bright green sun drop Dodge number 9 of Jeff Hugate. Had to really slow off his pace, almost ran over the 61, so we'll let Jeff and the gang gather it back up. As 45 laps of 140 going on the board. So we are now under 100 laps to go tonight here at the Hobo Racing League Voiles Trucking Cup Series. Thank to Brian and Kathy for coming aboard, being this awesome sponsor here for this series, allowing us to get out here each and every Tuesday nights. We're having a ball out here so far, and just kind of looking around for some good racing going on inside the top 10 as I get stuck in the infield once again, so that's never a good thing. But we look up here as I found Steve Grant's car, and I see Jeff Hugate. He has made his way around the 61 of Paulie, so put Jeff Hugate now up to a 7th spot. Rick Craddock's the next one, going to try to peek his way to the inside. Board the number 40, Indian Motorsport, or number 20, I should say, Indian Motorsports machine, Rick Craddock. He's down to the low side of Ralph Paulie over here in turn number 1, and 61 drives in really deep in the corner. That's an awesome-looking 61 car, that Navy machine. That flag on the door just does it for me. That is one of the nicer cars I see out there week after week, but Rick Craddock's got that 20 car planted down low. A good race going on for P9 as that one takes place there, and give Rick the spot. We'll see if Steve Grant, number 11, can also follow suit, as this is now in the back part of the top 10 as... Since Grant will get by as, we're slowing down. We're going to go back. Yellow flag on the speedway. Yellow. Lap number 48. Pace car back on the speedway. And we'll take a peek around here. See if we can't find something that may have been a miss. I think I see a gas monkey car around off the exit of turn number 2. And did he have any help? Or off number 4, it was Ricky Bumbelow's number 85 that went around. And the 13 of Harry Cody in right behind it. I'm not sure if they touched or they didn't touch there, but Ricky's car, no, I don't think they did. Ricky got really loose off a 4 car, went around. Harry had to make an evasive maneuver on the brakes there. Good heads-up driving by him. Gary Morton's number 40. I believe this looks like it may have been a selfie, Jack. Selfie putting some of yellow here on lap number 49. So Ricky Bumbelow, selfie stick in hand. We snap a picture. Ricky Bumblelow around there. The number 85 car gas monkey machine. Put us on a yellow flag on 49 laps of 140 in the board. Is I look over here to see Larry Dean. He says, you need to fix the date on that ticker. Larry, we know, man. We know. We'll take the error on that one tonight. You know, E5, E6, whatever you want to call it. We'll take the hit on that one. So we redesigned the ticker from Saturday night, reloaded the Hobo one in there, and whatever reason it just overrode itself and put the ticker we had out there for Saturday night back on there. So, yep, the date and the league logo. We know they're wrong. We apologize they're wrong. You can give us all the hate and discontent out there, either for Facebook Live or YouTube, and even on Twitch TV, as I'll even take my first peek over to Twitch here in a little while as Jack gives us that BladeNote.com replay. I believe that shows Ricky Bumblelow go around. Twitch, very quiet. Very, very quiet. If you're over here watching on Twitch, give me a shout, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, let us know what's going on over there on the Twitch side of things. As I'll click back into YouTube. YouTube is usually the place to be over here at Hobo. That's where my ladies got me out here. Is selfie stick. That's what I said, selfie stick. Maybe Beto was holding the stick. And ever again, fix the date in the logo and the announcer too. I wish I could. I mean, you guys want me to get silent? I don't know if you want Jack to call one of these things. I mean, that could be a lot of fun to do, but I don't know. Jack's a man of few words, so I don't know if you want to get him out here. But I can tell you we did start with 31 cars on the racetrack, 51 laps in. It looks like we have lost a couple of cars here to these early wrecks, including Manny Diaz, who we saw have instant death there with the opening of the pit wall there off turn number 4. The entrance to pit road there. Manny had a big hit. Bob Gibson's car tore up in that as well. Everett Lintz also behind the wall, as is the number 25 of Ron Simpson. We have MT Johnson out there, the 06. MT still out there with a little bit of damage to his race car. Not exactly sure what's up with that thing, but he's currently sitting 3 laps down. Looks like he probably gets a wave around back to 2 this time. So MT Johnson, the only car one lap down. We got Keith McLean, Jason San Diego, Jordan McGregor, Caleb Lingle, Jeff Fugate up in the top 5. Steve Grant running in 6th with Kevin Roy, Steve Rubino, Troy Donahue, Wiley King right now going to be currently scored in the top 10. 11th is Maverick. Harry Cody in his 12th. Herman Reese 13th. Rick Craddock 14th. Ralph Pauly now number 61. He runs 15th with Brett Carter, Keila Jules, Daniel Dupuis, Gary Morin, Rich Napick rounding out our top 20. Danny Rubino. Bino's back there 21st. Randy Smith 22nd. Ricky Bumblow 23rd. Rob Keller, 24th. Pushrod Bob Becker back there riding in 25th position. Jeff Stakanis is pitted late here. 31 car back there, 26th. And MT Johnson, final car on the racetrack. It looks like he will speed around, get the wave around. Lucky Dog is, I was in that car, just happened to be. He motors on by the pace car, so that'll put him back 2 laps down. But MT back there running in 27th. Last car on the racetrack as we're going to go green next time by. The lights are out around this beautiful 3/4 mile action track here in Richmond, Virginia. Awesome racetrack, probably my most favorite of short tracks out there. Love coming to it, love racing at it. I've never been good at the Cup car here, but I'll tell you what, I've won modified races here. I've run good in the truck. I did okay in the Xfinity car, so Cup cars never figured out here, but hey, maybe we'll figure this thing out another day. And I'm just loving what I'm seeing out here from the Facebook Live and the YouTube chat here tonight. So we go back, I race the guy flag, green flag up in the air, and it is Keith McLean. This time going to lead Jason San Diego. A little bit of tire spin for the front, too, as we work our way through turns number 1 and 2. Single fire restart, showing that it's going to come out here. At least a little bit of green flag racing early on. Jordan McGregor is number 15. Rides in position 3. Caleb Lingle in that blue and black Mustang, number 113 in the 4th spot. And he has a thought to take it down to the low side of McGregor here over in turn number 1 and 2 as Jordan really arced it into the corner. Caleb kind of drove it a little bit deeper than I thought he really would, but he made it work there as he pushes and gets a really big loss off the corner. Caleb Lingle may be having a little bit of struggle here trying to find the line of the balance right now on that car, but doing a good job through 1 and 2 is looks like Yellow Hanky back over the field. Slow it back down. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the racetrack. I believe this will be number 5 tonight. As we begin lap number 56, I see smoke in the backstretch. Usually when there's smoke, there's fire. Or something that shouldn't be happening. And let's see if we can't find what happened. I did see a smoke cloud. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, it's way up there. It's way up there. I bet Jack may find this before I do. It's mid-pack. It's a 95 of Wiley King who was up there in the top 10. And what in the heck happened to number 95? Did he have help going around? He's kind of... He's around, so that almost makes you think he got loose, or he had a little tap to the left rear. Oh, it was a 23 of Maverick with no back end on his race car. I'm not sure if Wiley stuck his tongue out at him or whatever he did, but I don't know. Maverick's car got really light to the middle of the corner and just took Wiley King up to the wall. It gets really tight there off the exit of 2. That's where I've wrecked a billion times, and you see Maverick just push away up the hill. Not much that Wiley could have did right there. So 95 car up in the outside wall. Tough break for Wiley King as we're approaching halfway. 57 laps of 140. Once again under yellow. We will be right back here live for the Richmond International Raceway with your restart. All right, he counted me down, which I guess means the lights are out around the speedway. So what do you say we get back to racing before somebody starts complaining that we have engine sounds and no voice going on? As Phil's been battling, I hear a little bit of I don't know if a cold or whatever the heck it is, but my throat's definitely sore, stomach's still hurting, that headache for 2 days. So we're kind of motoring along with this thing as the best we can. So I'm going to pause here a little bit under these yellow flags and try to save what I have because I still got a couple of more shows to work on here before we get to the weekend. So going to try to pace myself here. These races can kind of drag out for a little while, taking a really, really good extension on my vocal cords, and I've been kind of battling a little bit here at the Voiles. So we go back, iRacing, flag, green flag, Jordan McGregor going to lead the field, Caleb Lingle, Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant, and now Kevin Roy finds himself in the top 5 aboard the Coors Light Ford car number 77 as we work off the exit of turn number 2. That single file restarts. MT Johnson, that wave around last time by, put the 06 now to 1 lap down. So if he can get back to the lead lap, then MT Johnson make his waves here toward the second half of this thing. 62 laps on the board, and we're going to slow it back down. Yellow on the racetrack. We hate the word yellow flag, but we do have one once again. I believe Hanover Record Service caution flag number 6. And this may be a story here. I see the 029, the points leader, KJ Kilojoules around up against the wall, and I wonder if he drove into one. I think he tried to make a dive bomb, and I think we're going to have an explanation of a dive bomb gone wrong here. And this is why you got to be patient. KJ, you're better than this dude. Makes a big sweep down underneath Ralph Pauly into the corner, and then gets really loose in the 4. It's slick over there. KJ Kilojoules around. The points leader going to go to the back of the field. There is our 6th caution flag of the night, and a guy who's won multiple races this season. I guess you can't say you're always perfect, but KJ, I guess you wanted to hear me talking under yellow some more. I guess we'll have to give you some grief out here on the stream, and I'll have to do it somehow in-game if I get a chance to do some chat at you, because I'm not exactly sure what that was all about, but a little bit impatient right there for the points leader. Car number 29 is Jack. Go back here to BladeNote.com. Full velocity instant replay, and he'll show you. I think he just drives the corner too deep by the 61 and just lost the back end. And I don't think there's any other way to describe it versus just straight up impatience. Got a lot of laps left to go. You got to feel your race car out. You got to know who's in front of you, where they're going to brake. You just can't dive bomb that thing in there because it can bite you in the butt. That's what it did there for the 29 of KJ, who comes in tonight as our series points leader off the win last week. He has scored now 52-15, a 5-point advantage over Caleb Lingle. Randy Smith sitting 3rd of the standings. He is 37 points behind the leader. 39 back, we find Jason San Diego sitting in 4th. Harry Cody running up the top 5 in the chase standings. He is 40 points off the pace, as is Jeff Fugate in the number 9. Those two tie for the 5th spot. We find 7th in the standings, Rich Napick. He trails, or not Rich Napick, it is Rich Napick there, 7th. He trails by 56, 57 back is Herman Reese. Keith McLean currently 9th in the standings. Keith trailing by 89 points, 94 back to Steve Rubino. Steve currently running at the top 10 in the standings, 94 points back. Also the likes of Kevin Roy is 11th, Steve Grant 12th, Maverick 13th, Danny Rubino 14th. Duke Sorensen not here tonight, the 59. That's going to take a big hit for him to make the next round of the chase, as well as Danny Hardy. He's missed the 2 races here of the chase as well, so tough for those guys. Is they qualified all season long, battle your way into the chase, and both not here, so that's too bad. So I know we're going to take 12 into the next round, and 1 more race to go next week at Charlotte, I believe, before we round in to the round of 12, and that's your peek at the point standings. I guess we'll say brought to you by South Texas Speedway. They have a sponsor on Track Facts out here on the network. Well, I guess it's on a Track Fact, but point standings. So our buddy Scott Bargloff down there at the South Texas Speedway, Corpus Christi's place to race. Check that great racetrack out today at SouthTXSpeedway.com. And thank them for what they do here for the Full Velocity Racing Network. As I get a little bit of communication just from the in-game stuff from the 29 of KJ, and he's a buddy of mine, so I'll make fun of him all I can. But he says, the only way you're going to talk about me tonight, Phil, is if I do something stupid, because I am terrible here. And I guess so. If you're a guy coming into the point leader and you're going to come to a track like Richmond and really not have a good night, it's going to make for some trying times next week in Charlotte for KJ. But he's got that win. He will race in to the round of 12, I believe, automatically with that win. So can't confirm that, but I believe that's the case. I'll have to ask Steve about that one. The old style chase. Wish Blake was here because Blake knows all the ins and outs of that thing. Because we just talk about races. That's what we get paid to do. That's why they asked me to be here. That's exactly what we're doing. Is it looks like all the leaders at this point have chose to stay out. So Jordan McGregor going to lead Caleb Lingle, Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant, Kevin Roy going to be your top 5. Steve Rubino, Steve has found his way to the top 10. He's running 6th. Troy Donahue is 7th. Maverick is 8th. Harry Cody in 9th. Herman Reese, his Cadillac. The Caddy is up in the top 10. I think he may have some fresh shoes on that thing, as I believe everybody in the back part of the lead lap, which now is going to include the 06 of MT Johnson from 4 laps down back to the lead lap. See if the 06 can do anything with it as the I flag, green flag returns to the racetrack. 68 laps now going on the board, so we are 2 laps shy of halfway. And we'll see if we get a cleaner second half of this race, unlike the first half where we've had some wrecks, got some cars out, and we'll see what happens over the course of the night as we off at turn number 3 on the restart. Looks like so far all clean on the west end of the speedway, all clean as we all work into turn number 3 and 4. That is a slick place around, and looks like the whole field's going to work by just gingerly through it. Looks like we're all good so far. So we take a look here. What's going on up front? Jordan McGregor pulling out to about, call it 3 car lengths over Caleb Lingle, the second spot. Fugate, Grant, Roy. Looking back to the field for the early leader, Keith McLean's number 28. Well, he has come to pit road. He restarted all the way back there in 19th with likes of Jason San Diego. So those guys down on pit road, you got to assume came in, put 4 fresh Goodyear tires on that thing, and they'll try to restart from the outskirts of the top 20. They're 28 and the number 22, respectively. See if they can't make a charge up through the field, as we'll keep an eye on that the best we can. As looks like all sorted out inside the top 5. Lingle trying to chase down McGregor. Fugate's bright green number 9 running in the 3rd spot. Steve Grant, Kevin Roy. Steve Rubino holding on right now for the 6th spot as I drop a little bit further back and see if we can't find something happening. Herman Reese, number 73. He's been the jump here on the restart. He's worked his way now up inside the top 10, running in 8th. Maverick going to drop back to 9th aboard the number 23. Rick Craddock's number 20 car has now penetrated into the top 10. So well, let's kind of take a peek back here to the field, see if we got some comers or goers or some good racing or somebody making a big move. I see the 28 of Keith McLean. He has already driven his way up to the field. He's currently going to sit 14th this time by at the line. He's to the outside of Gary Moore in that Bud Light Ford off at turn number 1, and Keith McLean using the outside lane. That's going to take some stones to make that work. Going to make the move around and see if he can't run down the likes of Brett Carter in the number 66. As that's a race now for position number 12 off of turn number 4. We know the 28 is good. We look just behind, and we'll see if the 22 can't follow suit with him. Jason's stuck back there in traffic with the 22, so we'll see if that Texaco Haviland Ford can make his waves to the field. He already is, from restarting in 19th all the way now up to position. Let's see, where does that put Keith McLean here, as I've lost him in my standings? 13th, there he is. 13th is names all went flashing by there. 13th spot for the number 28, so we'll see if he can't make something happen. We'll work a little bit further back toward the front of the field, update what's going on up front. McGregor continuing to lead 0.3 of a second over the 113 of Caleb Lingle. Jeff Fugate trying to hold cap up there with them. He's about 1 second off the pace of the race lead. Running in 3rd, we find Steve Grant running in 4th. Steve about 2.3 seconds back last time by, running kind of all by himself. I'd rather be up there running 4th and just kind of logging laps. And how about Kevin Roy's number 77 car? Kevin up at the top 5, doing a terrific job. Steve Rubino's 21. Harry Codian's number 13 is maybe coming under fire because Herman Reese's Cadillac number 73 has pulled to the back end of Harry Codian's number 13 as we work off turn number 2. 13 car gets wicked tight. 73 got a little bit free and loose off of turn number 2. That was kind of weird to see. That's a turn you usually get wicked tight. Herman's got a pretty good setup under that thing. If that thing's still turning enough to get loose off of 2, We'll see if we battle off for positions. Oh, what is this? Number 7 over here in turn number 1 and 2. Cody in, throws the car down low, but can he keep it off that high side wall? He gets back in the gas, holds on to it beautifully. So what I thought could be a pass for position looks like it's going to be pretty much stable for the time being, as Herman Reese is stalking him right there. Aboard car number 73. A change up for second. Caleb Lingle losing the spot to Jeff Fugate. Number 9 put Jeff up to second now. The bright green car. Can Jeff Fugate run down the likes of Jordan McGregor? You got to be impressed with the speed that number 15 has. First race was last week here at Hobo Racing in the Cup Series. Only been around this joint for about 2 weeks. Has run off a couple of wins, some top 5 finishes. Third last week on our stream, and runs out there tonight halfway home here in Richmond. Now 80 laps of 140 on the board. And Jordan McGregor is beating one of the best out there on the short tracks with Jeff Fugate. 1.2 seconds last time by as Jeff gets the outside wall off a 4. That may wrinkle the race car up. That was dropped to 1.2 seconds off the pace, almost 1.3. Gotta be impressed at speed of the number 15 car of Jordan McGregor. Lingle running in the 3rd spot. Top 3 have kind of broken away from Steve Grant running in 4th. Kevin Roy pretty comfortable there in the 5th spot as he begins to track down the 11 car a little bit, so slightly. I see Harry Codian has made his way around the number 21 of Steve Rubino, as has Herman Reese. So Steve is now running back in the 8th spot, and look like that may be a comfortable little place to settle in because he's got 2 seconds between himself and the number 20 of Rick Craddock. You got Ralph Pauly's number 61. Ralph running in the 10th spot. Brett Carter having a really good run here at Richmond here as we pass halfway. That Brandon House Ford, number 66. Brett running in the 11th spot. Gary Morin holding on for 12th. Jason San Diego's now 13th. Keith McLean has dropped back to the 14th spot. Now San Diego slips up the racetrack, and that's let Maverick and McLean go around. They may also let Jeff Stakanis in the number 31, and also KJ back there, number 29, trying to make his waves through. So let's just kind of see what's going on back here as it's all quiet up front. We'll take a ride. Well, let's see, but the 29 is starting to peek his way in. Not quite there yet, so we'll keep an eye on that as it's kind of all single file, but thought for a couple of laps that was beginning to be a pretty good little race as McLean had dropped back to about 15th, is now rebounded back to a 13th spot. So whatever the world happened right there as we complete 85 laps, 28 car. I thought Keith may find his way into the top 10 by now, but he's stuck back there in position number 13. Unlucky number 13, if you will. We'll see what can happen there as we got some other notables toward the back part of the top 20. KJ, Jeff Stakanis back there. Danny Rubino's out there, number 44. Danny back there in the 18th spot. I kind of feel the struggle of the 44. I really do. This is not the easiest joint to get around. It really, really is not. This place is the way to humble you out here in the Cup cars with the high power they do have. You're really going to be fine on your marks around this place. You got to build a setup that's going to be catered to that. And sometimes you got to take a setup that may handle a little bit better and really give up some big speed. And that's what I kind of did here over the weekend. I think Danny may be doing just that in the number 44. Run your race, run your pace, let them fall where they may. Maybe survive some cars falling off, maybe abusing their tires and losing a little bit early. I like what Danny Rubino's doing. And if it's on a great finish, you got to do what you got to do. You got to race the racetrack here in Richmond, and that's what up with the number 44 of Danny Rubino. Is another car going a lap down. It is the MT Johnson, number 06. That drops again, 1 lap down. So MT really having an off night in that car, which is really, really weird to see for him on a short track, because that's a guy who I've raced a lot against him, in modified action, of course, and that's where he excels, and really weird to see him a lap down. But we have a yellow flag on the racetrack, yellow coming out here on lap number 89. So as we approach the 100 lap mark on the speedway, we have, it looks like, the number 10 car of Randy Smith, the Hard Rock Cafe Pontiac on the outside wall over in turn number 3. And he may have checked up to avoid the back of 24 of Dupuis, it might have been, for Randy Smith over at the entrance of turn number 3. And I think he may have just checked up and just kind of went around, I think, avoiding what could have been a turn of the 24. So Randy Smith going around another, I guess we call it a selfie. Give Randy Smith a selfie stick. When we get a BladeNo.com instant replay, Jack going to show it off for you. We'll let you take a look at that. We'll enjoy some of the sights and sounds of Richmond. We'll take a peek toward Pit Road, and we'll come back and recap here with a restart live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for esports racing. All right, get ready to go for a restart here live at the Richmond International Raceway Hobo Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. Getting ready to go back at it. It's kind of recycled around over this round of yellow flag. We saw Steve Rubino lead what I guess has been called a lady lap now, but when you're in the chase, go out there and lead a lap. Get your 5 bonus points. They do go a long way. As Blake McCandless has showed us over the last couple of weeks, those things can add up. But Rubino coming into pit there late. He'll restart about 22nd. Jordan McGregor going to reassume the lead over Caleb Lingle. Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant, Harry Cody in. As we go back, iRacing Guy flag, green flag up in the air. And we get back to racing here on lap number 95. So under 50 laps to go here at the 3/4 mile action track here in Richmond, Virginia. The racetrack has been fun to watch these guys race on, but it's been a little bit treacherous tonight as well. A little bit slickery conditions out there. We've seen some cars go around, a couple of selfies, definitely some loose pieces here on the restarts, and on the initial start is tires not yet up to song. But I think what we're seeing here, single file restarts have really promote some pretty decent green flag runs in Richmond, if I can say so. So pretty proud and happy the way these guys are. But Jack's tell me of a record. Oh, we do. Yellow flag going to go back to the racetrack on lap number 96. So I think Jack may have kind of caught it live. I haven't seen it yet, but I do see a big pile of smoke in a parking lot off of turn number 2, and I think Jack has called out the number 66 of Brett Carter, who may have been the start of this one. Oh, this is going to come from the bumper of the number 28 of Keith McLean. Uh-oh, let's go a peek here and see what happened as they drive it deep into turn number 3. And yep, that's exactly what it is. Another PPR2 car, maybe a little tad bit impatient. Keith McLean into the side of the number 66 of Brett Carter, spins him around. And who was that on the side of the 28 at May? It was Rick Craddock, who almost looked like he gave a little bit of hip check down there. He sure did. He kind of gave him a little door check over in turn number 3. So Keith McLean having a couple of different things going on there as he throws some elbows. We got to hit a Richmond, and as our buddy Brendan and Roger Doublestick would say, we've got a fight out there on the ice. We're ice skating at Richmond tonight. Maybe some hockey going on as we're back under the yellow flag. 98 laps in of 140. I got to take another drink here, folks. I'll pause once again on the break. We'll try to take you here to the finish from there on your source for esports and racing. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Brendan Spadafora, host of Full Throttle with the Gent and driver of the number 37 Two Guns Films Ford Mustang in the Hobo Racing League. You're watching Full Velocity Racing Network here on YouTube, your number one source for esports racing.
All right, the countdown just went off in my head, so it must mean it's time for a restart here live in Richmond. Jordan McGregor leading Caleb Lingle, Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant, Harry, Cody Yin, Herman Reese, Kevin Roy, Keith McLean, Jason San Diego, Rick Craddock going to be our top 10. We are past the century mark, working lap 101. Full Velocity Racing Network Chevrolet Corvette pace car on to pit road, and the iRacing I flag, green flag back up in the air as we go racing down off into turn number 1 and 2. Jordan McGregor, a guy who has shown a lot of speed here tonight, is out into the front of the field. We see if we get a little bit of extended green flag run here as we begin lap number 102, and we'll see what can happen up here inside the top 10. If anything happens, we will try to break right into it as So, Phil, he's going to go back here and just take a peek on through the field. Like to see comers and goers and guys making big moves. And I think the first one I see making some waves, the number 28 of Keith McLean, is all over the back seat of the number 73 to Herman Reese. And they were close enough to share the same piece of gum over there in the corner last time. I believe it was Herman Reese up ahead. Or was that maybe Kevin? Yeah, it was Herman Reese up ahead on the 73 with Keith McLean. And they're having a pretty good little, I guess, little tango over there in the first turn. The caddy trying to hold off a Texaco Haviland forward. Keith's car definitely a little bit quicker as he looks really free on the inside. We'll see that's battling going on. Where position is that for the 6th spot? Here off of turn number 4, Herman slides up the hill. We'll see if Keith can vacate that hole. Fill the hole vacated down low as Herman slams the door shut over in turn number 1 and 2. That is 2 of the best going at it right there with Herman Reese, Keith McLean. Off of turn number 2, now Herman gets really tight. Keith's tires are going to overcome him on the inside. So now put Keith McLean up to the 6th spot, but he has some work to do because he is spotted about, call it 2.1 seconds over the number 15 of Jordan McGregor, who leads this field. Caleb Lingle, a guy who has been very solid here in the chase, currently running in the 2nd spot. Fugate, Grant, Cody in, still maintaining the top 5. Taking a peek back to the field, the points leader, Kayla Jules, currently back there running in 14th. So a guy who says he hates Richmond, I guess he wasn't lying to me last week when he said that. I guess he's really having a struggle of a night out there on the 29, back there in 14th. So I look around through the stereo. I did fail to mention here under the yellow flag, I did see the number 57 of Rob Keller's car come down on pit road, pull behind the wall, and exit the server. So it looks like Rob Keller's night is done. He will finish up 27th here this evening. He joins the likes of Ron Simpson behind the wall. Also Everett Lintz, Bob Gibson, Manny Diaz, and the number 710. Hope Manny is okay. That was a pretty hard hit to the inside wall there, the opening of pit road there, the embankment of pit road. Took a savage hit. Almost had our ringer for the night, but killed the race car, that's for sure. And I think the Manny's auto glass needed a whole lot more than glass after that one. That thing was just completely destroyed. That number 710 car. Manny D finishing up 31st here tonight, working now 109 laps on the board, and it's all kind of tame inside the top 10. McGregor leading over Lingle, Fugate, Grant, Keith McLean now up to the 5th spot as he has made waves around Harry Cody in. Let's go back here and see if Herman Reese can maybe follow suit and go back through there. As Harry holds on to the spot for the time being. Thought Herman may try to follow Keith on through. Maybe the caddy just doesn't quite have that bite it normally would do. As Herman Reese now having to set up his pass in the turn number 1 under the 13 of Harry Cody in. Carey slides it up the hill, kind of walks it through the corner. Herman is down low, hits the flat, coming up off of turn number 2, and now put Herman Reese now back into position at number 6. So he lost it with 28. He'll reclaim it from the number 13, but he has some work to do if he's going to go up there and compete for the race lead, because this time by at the line, the interval expands to 3 seconds flat from the number 6 place car of Herman Reese. The race leader, Jordan McGregor, who has walked away from Caleb Lingle up front, and I just can't say enough how impressed I am with that number 15 car, as it's 4 car lengths this time off turn number 4 over Caleb Lingle. Jeff Fugate, the number 9. Jeff's had a really solid night up in the top 5. He's run 3rd for the balance of the middle part here toward the end stages of this race. So Fugate having a good night. Steve Grant off a struggle last week. He's out there running in the 4th spot, and it's that number 28 of Keith McLean, who's been on the move now, putting the 28 car of McLean up to 4th. So what we say the interval was a little while ago, about 2.3 seconds. Well, it's down to 1.7. I think the fastest car on the racetrack may indeed be the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28, Keith McLean. The only car faster in qualifying tonight, well, was that guy that's running up front right now, number 15 of Jordan McGregor. And Jordan's still putting some pretty good lap times out there as the interval grows from 1.7 to 1.9. As we slow it back down, yellow flag on the speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. I've lost count at this point. We're on lap number 115. Pace car going to make its way back onto the speedway, and we'll see if we can't kind of help Jack figure out what the heck happened here to put us under the yellow flag once again. As they're all slow. That's what I can tell you. They're all slow. Oh, no. Is it the number 20 car of Rick Craddock? Yes, it was. What happened to that number 20 as he is pointed in the wrong direction? It's not the hokey pokey. You don't want to turn yourself around. Let's see. It's down into turn number 3. Oh, the 40 car of Gary Morin. I think that may be teammate on teammate violence right there. Morin into the back of Craddock. Around goes Rick. The back end of that car all tore up. And Rick Craddock, who was having a run up inside the top 10, now going to find himself to the back of the field on lap 116. I hate that about short track racing. It can go away from you really quick, and now Rick Craddock's night may have just gone upside down here in a hurry as we're approaching 25 laps to go. Jordan McGregor leads. Looks like most of the leaders may be down pit side, or maybe I'm wrong. We'll take a quick look down here. No, I see Jordan stayed out. Lingo's still out there. A few gates out there. McLean. Nobody surrendering track position inside the top 10. We'll have to go back here and recap as I see Rich Napick now. He'll pit his way out of the 10th spot. Kevin Roy came in. Guys in the back part of the lead lap all have come down pit road, so we'll have to recap here. Top 9 all stay out. Is that the right call? I guess we'll find out when we come back for the restart. Less than 25 laps to go at Richmond on your source for esports racing. All right, we're getting ready to go for the restart here as we're approaching 120 laps in. That means we are going to be at that magic number of 20 laps to go. And does anybody have anything left for the race leader, car number 15 of Jordan McGregor, who has dominated the second half of this event? Look behind, you got guys like Caleb Lingo right behind. Jeff Fugate had a great night all night. Keith McLean now going to restart fourth with maybe a renewed purpose to go up there and challenge for a race win. Steve Grant with a good solid top 5 run tonight. Let's settle it here in Richmond as we come off turn number 4. iRacing Guy flag, green flag back in the air, and we get back to it. Jordan McGregor going to be the first one up to the gearbox and into turn number 1, and they all arc it in the top 3 as we'll try to ride around here as I hear a little bit of tire smoke from about 10th or 11th on back, so I think they all kind of maybe kept it straight, it looks like, as we'll roam on back through, but Keith McLean trying to pull up to the back of the number 9 of Jeff Fugate. Keith will look low off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway through the D-shape here and off into turn number 1. Jeff had that big run up high. We'll see if Keith can't make another run here off of turn number 2. Is a little bit of a cat and mouse game there. Drag race off of the backstretch into 3. I think a 28, maybe a tad bit faster, but Fugate not making the mistake of losing his line and allowing Keith McLean to make that big run to the bottom around. So we'll see if Fugate can maybe get a run on the tires, but Keith drives it back into the corner deep into turn number 1 and 2, and Said he quicker, definitely quicker, but catching him is one thing, passing is another. And Jeff Fugate, one of the best on these short tracks, and he's got one of the very best behind that number 28 car, McLean, running in the fourth spot, trying to do all he can to chase down a fast two up front. Jordan McGregor leading over Caleb Lingle. We work off turn number 2, and it's a good race. We can report Harry Codian has moved his way to the top 5 with Herman Reese. Jeff Stakanis now up to 7th. Steve Grant losing some spots. He's dropped all the way back to about 8th or 9th. Ralph Pauly's back there. Jason San Diego has found himself back up into the top 10 as well. So the 22 after being up in the top 5 early. He's rebounded really nicely here late in the going. See if Jason San Diego can have a good finish to round out round number 2 of the chase here for the Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup Series. Run here every Tuesday night. I believe it's a 40-race season here for these guys. So it's a nice, long, extended season. They follow the Cup schedule pretty much almost to a T. They add some different stuff here in off weeks, like MNRL's been out there. We've seen Iowa Speedway. Guys have some really cool racetracks on the schedule as well as the normal Cup Series stops. So great to see these guys out there. Back next week at the Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Oval as they're going to skip up on the Roval. Good battle going on back here for 5th, Jack says, as I look back here and see Harry Codian trying to hold off the likes of Herman Reach, Jeff Stakanis back there, as well as they're slip sliding around off of turn number 4, 31 to the low side of the 73 off turn number 2, and down the back shooting into 3, and Harry Codian trying to hold on for positioning in the top 5. As Stakanis going to make his way around Herman Reach. Jeff Stakanis, it's a teammate of the 9 car of Fugate. We know Stakanis and Fugate, their guys are really, really solidly short tracks. So now Jeff Stakanis, the number 31 car, up into the top 5, and may have something to say about what's going on for 6th, I should say. Looking to make positioning in the top 5 as Harry Codian is holding on to that number 5 spot off of turn number 4 as we put lap 128 on the board. Jordan McGregor has extended his lead out to about 0.4 of a second on Caleb Lingle. Jeff Fugate's there in the 3rd spot. Keith McLean still trying to do all the best he can aboard that number 28, but he just cannot find running room down underneath the 9 car. Maybe just canceling that good run is. Now we have a late race yellow flag. Oh no! Yellow on the racetrack as we hit lap 130 next time around, and it looks like a car around. Oh, look at you, Troy Donahue. That is not what you want to do off of turn number 2. 81 car, the forward up, and it looks like he may have had a little bit of help, and they were checked up 2 and 3 wide back there, and it was KJ underneath. I think he may have got a little bit of a bump from the number 21 of Steve Rubino. Let's take a look over in turn number 3 as Steve drove it a little deep, washed up the hill, into the side of Troy. Donahue goes around and puts some yellow here now. 10 laps remaining, 130 laps on the board. We are going to set the stage for what should be a pretty electric finish here tonight in Richmond. We'll be right back here live with the restart and the conclusion. The Richmond 140 at Hobo Racing. We'll be right back. 3, 2, 1. Let's have some fun out here at Richmond as we are down to the nitty-gritty the last couple of laps, getting ready for, we're going to hope, the final restart of the night, because I want to see this race end up green and see where this is going to take us. 134 laps on the board. Jordan McGregor looking to pick up a win in his second Cup Series start here at Hobo. Yeah, Caleb Lingle, a multiple-time winner here this season, sitting in second. Jeff Fugate, Keith McLean, Harry Cody Ann, Jeff Stacanis, Herman Reese, Jason San Diego, Steve Grant, Ralph Pauly, going to be your top 10. Pace car is in. And as I said, as we hit lap number 135, we're going to see, hopefully, last restart of the night. Green flag back up in the air. We'll see if somebody can't do anything to number 15 as we head down into turn number 1 and 2. It was Harry Cody Ann, the first car that broke on a line. He was trying to make waves around that number 28 of Keith McLean. Jeff Stacanis stuck his 31 car down to the low side. He's around Cody Ann, so putting now Jeff Stacanis in the top 5 as he washes back up the racetrack off of turn number 4. We'll see if Cody Ann can't maybe pull a high-low switch. They're down to turn number 1. Oh, hip check 31 car. Gonna go around. And we'll see if we stay green or the yellow comes out as they made some contact down there. I think I kind of saw that one coming. It looks like we're going to stay green. Cody Ann and Stacanis getting together late. Jordan McGregor is out in the race lead, and we're running down on laps. Up to 0.6 of a second over the 113 of Caleb Lingle. Caleb got his hands full with Jeff Fugate. And you got Keith McLean there as Fugate throws the block on the 28 off into turn number 3. And now way up the racetrack. Looks like Keith McLean may have the run this time off turn number 4. Right rear of the 9 car, kissing the outside wall. We got yellow on the racetrack again. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And that will probably be the race back to the line. That should settle it. I believe Jordan McGregor just picked up the win tonight here in Richmond. But we'll see if we get one more final replay to figure out what put us under the yellow flag here. And I think it may have been... was it the number 31 car that may have had something go at 44? No, not the 40. Bino. Oh, no. Danny Rubino's number 44 may have been involved down here. Let's look off at a turn number 3 and see what could have happened. A 22 of Jason San Diego. Abuse on Bino. And, Bino may not to be... that one went up on Facebook tomorrow. Bino's going to clip that one, and he will post that on his page. He posts every time somebody wrecks him. I think we'll see a 22 on there tomorrow. Jason San Diego into the back of Bino and putting us under the yellow flag now. 139 laps on the board. So I believe that is just about to do it here. Looks like all that is left to do is the Fat Lady singing here tonight live at the Richmond International Raceway. I believe it is going to be the number 15 of Jordan McGregor, who is going to see, I believe, is this a white flag this time by this? Maybe the checker. 139 on the board, so I think this could be the checkered flag this time off of turn number 4. Either way, unless he pulls a Mark Martin, which not going to do. Looks like he is going to be the first back to the line, and that's a white flag. So we have at least one more time around. 3/4 of a mile left around for the driver number 15. Jordan McGregor will pick up the win. Will hopefully pick up the win. Let's not hit the retire button. We've done that before. We'll root him on that he doesn't. It's going to be Caleb Lingle in for second. Jeff Fugate third. Keith McLean for fourth. Harry Cody Ann. We got a top 5. Herman Reese will finish up 6th, but KJ in 7th. Ralph Pauly 8th. Steve Grant 9th. Randy Smith will round out our top 10. 11th to Jason San Diego. Ricky Bumbalo rebounds for 12th. Maverick for 13th. Rick Craddock 14th. Brett Carter will finish up 15th. 16th for Bob Becker, the old push rod. Wiley King in 17th, Kevin Roy 18th, Rich Knappich 19th, Troy Donahue running at our top 20. 21st goes to Danny Rubino, MT Johnson 22nd, Steve Rubino 23rd, Jeff Stacanis 20, Danny Dupuis 24th, Jeff Stacanis will finish up 25th as checkered flag goes on the field. Jordan McGregor picks up the big win here tonight in Richmond, his first win of the season and only his second start. There is going to be a very happy driver and a big celebration in Victory Lane. We will talk to Jordan. We will talk to the rest of our top 3. BladeNote.com post-race show coming up next. Don't go away. All right, back here live, Full Velocity Post Race Show brought to you by BladeNode.com. The Richmond 140 tonight goes to the number 15 of Jordan McGregor, second to Caleb Lingle, and our third place finisher going to join us here now as we get down here to the race car. Aboard that bright green Sundrop Dodge Carbon 9, that is our buddy Jeff Fugate. Jeff, a third place run, a very solid effort on a night where racetracks seemed to be very, very slickery and treacherous. Your car looked to handle pretty dang good, buddy. Tell us about your run out here for 140 laps.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a little, got started off pretty good, and we had some good long green runs there after we got going. And the car was pretty good. Actually, it was better on the longer the run. It ran pretty good. The thing that would mess it up is when you stay out under cautions and then have to restart on cold tires. If you keep them warm, it did good. The restarts was a little tricky, but otherwise, it was a pretty good race.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about there is, especially when you come in, you get new tires on, you get that little run there under the yellow, you get a quick yellow flag, those tires get really, really cold. What can you guys do with setups to know with that kind of thing? If you guys kind of get a glimpse in practice that we may have a lot of short burst runs, we may see some yellow flags on restarts, what kind of stuff can you build into your race car as far as adjustability to prepare for a condition like that?
Well, I mean, you can set it up so you can adjust the air pressure and track bar and stuff, but it's the thing, you never know. Sometimes you come and there'll be a lot of cautions, there'll be a bunch of short runs, and then sometimes you come and it's nothing but green flag pit stops. So it's kind of hard to get that much adjustment in it sometimes. So you just kind of got to roll the dice and go with what you think is going to work.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, it worked out for you tonight. Your car sat in the top five, basically ran third the entire night. I'm sure you're going to feel really good about a run like that. Jeff, we're live as usual here on Full Velocity, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. A good audience this evening, and I'll give you the mic one more time, my friend. Thank you, I'd like to thank out there for watching us. Terrific run by you.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for doing the coverage. Just Bowles Trucking, Steve, Rubino, Hobo Racing, all the guys there. A lot of good guys racing tonight. A lot of good clean racing up front there. Is pretty fun. Tried not to get too far in the back, but yeah, up front was real good and had a pretty good night.
Well, he certainly did, folks. There you have it aboard car number 9, Jeff Fugate. Finishing up third tonight here in Richmond as I direct a little bit of traffic here and try not to move around the entire team speak like I've been good at doing lately. We'll walk a bit further down here now and talk to the driver, the 113. And of course, that number 113 Ford is driven by our buddy Caleb Lingle. Caleb, another great solid night on a racetrack that we were talking to Jeff about was really slick, especially on cold tires. Your car was up front and seemed to be happy for the most part all night. Didn't have that long run speed that, say, Jordan's car, even Keith's car did, but you had a solid run there, bud. Tell us all about your race car over the course of the night.
Yeah, the car started out a little loose, like Jeff said, on cold tires, but about 5 to 15 laps in, it felt pretty good. But after 15, 20 laps, it got loose again. A little bit on entry and a little bit on exit. I got pushing it there towards the end. I got loose going in turn 3 a couple of times. Had to lock it up to save it, but it was a decent car. It was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I'm pretty happy with the second place here for a track I normally struggle at.
Oh, it's got to feel good. Now, I've said it myself. I've never been good here in a Cup car at Richmond. Give me a modified out here or give me a truck and we're okay. But Cup car is a completely different animal. Racetrack is awfully tough to get around. You did a good job of it here tonight. At what point do you know the 15's got that big run speed up front? You may not be able to catch him, but then you got to play defense because guys like Fugate and McLean, they were behind you with some really good fast pieces. At what point do you stop playing the offense, trying to chase down the leader and protect that second spot for you?
Well, about after 5 laps into the take a green flag, I try to stay close to Jordan, and if I'm not there with him, I'll just kind of ride behind him and then play, because after he gets about half a second to a second on me, it's really hard to gain that back in and even get close to even try to make a pass.
Well, you guys did a heck of a job out there tonight with the 113, Caleb. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a math major, but I believe with your finish here tonight, you take over the points lead here in this segment of the Hobo Racing Series Chase. So that's going to make you feel good as well to take the points lead. How do you look forward here next week to Charlotte? Is it go out there and stay consistent, or do you think go out there and maybe try to pick up even a win in that thing?
Well, I wish I could be there for that one, but unfortunately I won't be there next week. Hopefully this first and second place finish will let me get a good buffer in points and and let me line up pretty decent point standards for the elimination.
Man, I tell you what, that's a guy needing to sit on some good runs. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. You're not here next week. We were certainly missing Caleb, but great to talk to you once again there, my friend. We'll give you the mic here one more time, live on Full Velocity, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. You got a great team and a lot of great people behind you to help you that car be fast every week there, bud.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to thank everybody that helps me out with the card setups and say hello to everybody watching, family and friends. Appreciate Hobo and Voiles Trucking.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. There he is from the driver of car number 113, Caleb Lingle, that's now the new series points leader, but as he said, he's going to miss next week. That may change. What is not going to change? A guy who is out here now just joined the series here in the last couple of weeks, and that was picked up his very first Hobo Racing Cup Series win aboard car number 15, Jordan McGregor. Jordan, terrific run by you here tonight. Set that car up on the pole, led the majority of the laps, man. How fun is it to drive a hot rod like that when it sticks to a racetrack on a night where it was a lot of start-stop and a lot of slickery conditions? Your car seemed to really like it up there. Tell us about your run up front. Thing looked to be a dream.
You know, it's great to get that first win out of the way in the Cup Series. The car was fast all night. This has always been a pretty good track for me. So I'm always excited whenever we go to any short track. Knew we were going to be pretty good right away. I know the 28 was good on long runs too. He kind of got off sequence there on the pit stops a little bit, and that kind of put him behind. But, man, just a great race, great fun race up front. We had a couple good runs there where we could have a couple battles. So just a great night and great to pick up the first win.
Absolutely right, man. Now, we talked to guys like Fugate and Caleb there. Those are guys racing for the championship in the chase. You just joined the series, racing out there for checkered flags. That's going to take a lot of stress off running for points, but does this give you any confidence at all looking maybe to a potential run at a championship here at Hobo in 2020?
Yeah, that's the plan. Just the idea was to get into the series first, work your way into the series, and then once you get here, just, next year try to run for the championship. We're going to have to start working on getting the library of setups back up, but looking forward to it. Excited about this win, and hopefully we can go into Charlotte next week and maybe get another one.
All right, man. Well, it's been a lot of fun to watch you here over these past 2 weeks. I am certain we will probably see you down here in BladeNode.com Victory Lane once again. Jordan McGregor, my friend, I'll give you the microphone one more time here live on Full Velocity. We are on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Anybody out there watching you would like to thank, friends, family, and sponsors, my friend. The big win, the first win, they don't ever come easy, my friend. I think we're going to do us a lot. Take it away and thank all the good ones out there.
Yep, just say thanks to all the fans out there watching the broadcast. Thanks to Steve and the guys for putting this series on. Thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast. Congratulations to Caleb for, looks like he took over the points lead. It should be an exciting season going into the next round of the chase. So.
Absolutely right, and we will have it live right here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. There you have it, folks, from BladeNode.com Victory Lane. Jordan McGregor picking up his very first series win. We'll let him go down here and celebrate with the team, and that will do it for us here tonight in Richmond. For Jack Truin, Todd Stanton, Ron Piles, Martin Karch, the rest of the cast of characters here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Phil LaCassie are going to sign up, but we'll see you back here live tomorrow night, Wednesday night, DWRL Wednesday Night Street Fights come at you live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So for Jack, I am Phil. We'll see you back here live next time on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for esports racing.